What's up, guys? What's going on? My name is Dante, and what other algorithm or something brought you here? This is Dramascripted Saturday, where I go over the most notable things that's happened in the crazy world of wrestling this past week, and how I start off every Dramascripted Saturday. I start off with the ratings, and we had Raw at 1.82 million, and we have AEW with 757,000, and then we had NXT with 678,000, and those are the ratings for this week. And the first topic I want to talk about is how crazy Kenny Omega's character has been ever since he aligned himself with the Invisible Hand himself, Don Callis. Now, this all started when Kenny Omega teamed with Don Callis, or it was revealed, back at AEW's Revolution when Kenny Omega indirectly stole the title away from Jon Moxley. And ever since then, Kenny Omega has been on this super heel crazy power trip. And it's like Don Callis has like gotten into this man's mind, and Kenny is crazy. He's like more violent. He almost can't be controlled. All he cares about is himself and him holding on to the AEW world title any means necessary. I mean, look what they did to Eddie Kingston. They quote unquote broke a bone in his foot, and the Young Bucks are trying to speak some sense into him, but he taking them speaking sense into him as in the Young Bucks betraying him. And then in the promo on this Pack's Dynamite, he says, "Oh, I didn't, join AEW. I just joined with you guys as friends." And then he was like, he was going to give him one last chance to sweet them, but the Young Bucks just walked away because they don't want any part of Kenny Omega's craziness. And then Kenny got jumped, and then the Good Brothers were like late to save him, which was also interesting to see. So it's like crazy Kenny is only going to find himself alone with the title. And when he loses the title, it looks like he'll just be truly alone. But this character development that Kenny's been going on for the past couple of months has been phenomenal. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to see the epic downfall, but it seems that it's still on the rise because on April 10th, Impact's Hard Justice, which is the same day as WrestleMania 37 Night 1, Impact is not backing down. But I've heard that Hardcore Justice is going to be aired, live earlier in the day, so it has to finish before 6 because the WrestleMania pre-show for WrestleMania is around 6. So Hard Justice has to finish at 6. So they're gonna start Hard Justice at 3. I don't know. I'm just speculating things based on they're gonna still do it on the same day. But looks like the main event for Hard Justice is gonna be Rich Swann versus Kenny Omega for the Impact title, thus giving Kenny 3 major title. He already has the Mexico AAA World Heavyweight title, the AEW Heavyweight title. Now if he gets the Impact World Heavyweight title, that's going to be big. If they somehow get a crossover and we get Kota Ibushi versus Kenny Omega for the IWGP Intercontinental title and IWGP World Heavyweight title, and then Kenny Omega does that would be insane because he would have currently four out of the seven major belts within the wrestling history. Because if let's just say if this does happen, the only belts that he wouldn't have is the NWA World Title, or either of the WWE title and the WWE Universal title, which we know those last two are not happening because Vince doesn't, Vince is not looking to play ball with AEW any certain way or form, even though Tony Khan has, basically opened up the door if WWE would like to get involved, but I don't see it happening, and I don't see the ultimate fantasy of giving Kenny Omega all of the belts all of the belts. I just don't see it. But Kenny being Impact and AEW and still holding on to the AAA Mecca, I could see. That I could see. And his crazy ego that he's going on still doing it, that I could also see. But giving him the IWGP Intercontinental and the IWGP World Heavyweight title as well, I don't know. That I don't see. But it's, that's why we call it fantasy booking. And moving on to fantasy, this is what a great time to be alive for a wrestling fan. Starting April 8th, Impact Wrestling is moving back to its original night on Thursday. So it hasn't been confirmed yet about NXT going to Tuesday, but we all know it's going to happen. So the current wrestling lineup here would be WWE Raw on Monday, NXT on Tuesday, Dynamite on Wednesday, Impact on Thursday, and SmackDown on Friday. And if you really want to get technical, New Japan Wrestling early Saturday ass morning at 3 or 4 a.m. if you really so. But we're going to go stick with the 5 days a week and 6 if you want to wake up at 3 in the morning. But so 5 to 6 days straight of wrestling. What a time to be a wrestling fan. I am so fucking excited. I no longer have to divide my attention to any two shows that air on the same day. Every show has its own day. So ratings overall and viewership overall should go up because the fans' attention is no longer going to be divided. We all get to watch wrestling. We all get to do it. Every wrestling show has its own separate day now. So that's going to be good. So if you guys don't know, here in the States, Peacock now has the rights to the WWE Network for 5 years for the cost of $1 billion. But people have noticed during the migration of, the network stuff going over to Peacock, that Peacock has edited / removed some things. Like in WrestleMania 6, for example. The blackface thing that Roddy Piper did, it's no longer there. And then in Survivor Series 2005, where Vince McMahon goes up to John Cena and says the N-word, that segment has been removed from that pay-per-view. So Peacock has been doing some editing to the migration of the content that's going on, and I personally don't like it because it's basically saying what NBC doesn't see, that sees like controversial stuff that they don't want, they will remove. And there's nothing that for the next 5 years, there's nothing that WWE can do about it. If you do not live in America, your WWE Network, it's fine. It's not getting edited. It's going to stay the same. It's just that when they're migrating stuff over, they're editing things. So will Peacock have any or of all of the Chris Benoit matches, including my favorite match of all time? I think it was WrestleMania 2002, Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit for the WWE title at the Royal Rumble. Will that still be there? Or since it's Chris Benoit and Chris Benoit has such a bad thing within the WWE, will Peacock just not put any of his matches on the WWE Network on the Peacock version? I don't know. It's very, very interesting to see. I personally do not like it. I don't like the fact that Peacock can, and as you can see, will edit whatever they themed is worth necessary or whatever controversial thing. So that makes it like, when Vince Russell's God, will that be on there? Probably not. It's getting like controversial because Peacock is editing my shit, and I'm eventually gonna pay for Peacock because I want to see these pay-per-views. I want to, obviously support the network, but yeah, it's messed up. I mean, like I said, I don't like the fact that they're editing stuff. I didn't know WWE was gonna. Well, they purchased the rights, so they do have the right to edit stuff. But I'm surprised that they would go to this extreme and start editing little things. Now it's up to see what else things that sadly they might edit. I mean, there was a lot of controversial DX stuff too that NBC may find sensitive and they might edit that, which would also suck. So yeah, I mean, it just sucks. I mean, but whatever. Here in the States, your prescriptions to the WWE Network will automatically cancel on April 5th. And to access the WWE Network here in the States, you'd have to do it through Peacock. So, and it's the only way to see WrestleMania. Well, only way to see WrestleMania, because it'll be only live streamed on Peacock. But uh, yeah, that the editing thing really, really sucks. But that's gonna wrap it up for. Oh no, Sorry about that. But it looks like there's gonna be some changes to the WrestleMania 37 card. It looks like we're leading up to Edge versus Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns, triple threat match at WrestleMania 37 for the WWE Universal Champion. I want that, and I also want them to have Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus for the WWE title at WrestleMania 37. But that second one hasn't been announced, but I hope they build up to that too. And yeah, 2 triple threat matches. I don't mind it. I know people might see it's a bit competitive, but I really don't mind it. For both storylines, it makes sense. But that's going to wrap this up for this week's Dramascripted Saturday. Remember, there'll be a Dramascripted Saturday every Saturday. And if you like what you have witnessed, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm Dante, aka Game Fiend of All Games, and I'm out of here. Later, and peace. Be safe, everyone.